Hello everybody, my name's Ryan Wild. I'm from Superior Networks from the training and development team. Today we are just going to have a quick look through what we did before. Before I start off, I'd first off like to apologise for the large gap that I had with a lot of the videos. Simply put, I had a lot of other things I was working on. As the man behind Superior Networks and the one running it, it was a lot of stuff that needed to be done. We've had a lot of updates and changes and new services. So I apologise that the videos had a sudden gap. You shouldn't have noticed it by now when this video comes out, because I am starting to upload videos more regularly, get everything back up and running again, so it shouldn't be too big of a noticeable deal for you. You also will know that there haven't been any other series running. For that I apologise. I did want to get other series up and running, but it wasn't really practical to start another series without having the oomph and get up and go to carry on this one, so I decided against that initially. What we will, however, be doing is starting something a little different, and it's something that, because we have got the basics of console programming done, so you now will be able to use the calculate function and all that, which I don't remember how it even works. We're going to go on to something called Windows-based programming, and the reason behind that is because I kind of want to give you a bit of a very basic look at it. I am going to do a completely different series on it, where I'm going to go into how to design the GUI effectively, and how it all links in, and how you can make some cool little buttons and stuff like that, and do some really nice things. But I just wanted to give you a rough idea of what you should expect to see, and kind of how you can start setting up your own environment to do this in. Because at the end of the day, a lot of this is about you experimenting. I've gone for a fair few features here, and I will go through some more console programming after we do a bit of Windows-based programming, because they will kind of loop back around and they work nicely together. But I think for now, you have the basics of what you need to know to basically create a simple enough program that we could do something with Windows-based programming. So this episode will be mostly about designing the GUI and a couple of basic good practices with it. But as I say, keep an eye out for another series in Visual Basic, where I will go into a bit more about the GUI design, the different tools you've got with it, and how we can make it look really cool and nice and actually functional within the GUI itself, and more or less for end user. Something else that has changed as well is I was basically using a trial of Camtasia Recorder, which is what we've used before, and it's never been a problem. But we've kind of had some problems with it, and we've decided that we're going to try out Cam Studio. So far, everything's been good, and there hasn't been a problem with it. And actually, it definitely looks to be a better option for us, just because it's not as flexible, but it very much has a lot of the same basic functionality that we need, I guess you could say. So yeah, I think that it's about time we start. Just in another bit of random news here, I do now have a OnePlus One. Just going to say, very happy with it, and I will probably do a video review on it at some point, because it's an amazing phone. Just going to say, it's absolutely amazing as a phone. So you should all go and buy one. Pre-orders might have already gone by the time I upload this video. So, back to VB. To create a Windows-based project, you just do File, New Project. You're going to do Windows Form Application, and we're going to call it GUI Design. And just going to wait a minute. It's going to create us a nice project. It's going to do a bit more creating. And a little more creating. And here we have it. So the first thing I recommend you doing is pinning your toolbox. You'll find it very useful, and I'd also recommend you making this quite a lot bigger. It's just personal preference, more or less. Perhaps make it smaller, because then we can shrink it back down again. We can make it look what we want it to look like. Next thing you should probably do is pin your properties open. Now it's a lot easier for me because I've got a nice wide screen and it works a treat. Where I was learning it previously, we had these tiny little square screens, and it's really difficult to have both of these even open at the same time, let alone with your form designer. So on your toolbox you want to have all Windows forms, and you'll see a load of stuff here that will be potentially useful, potentially not useful. Just going to open all these up for the sake of opening them up. So the first thing that I would do personally is rename this from Form 1. So all we need to do there is find the text there, and we're going to call it GUI design, and just hit enter, and it'll rename that. The next thing I think we'll do is we'll change the background colour to something highlight. Oh god, no. Maybe no, that looks even worse. You know what, we'll just leave it actually as white, because the other colours look a bit ugly. And we'll just tweak that a little bit perhaps. Oh, let's not tweak that. That is a bloody number. Oh, screw it. We'll leave it there. Well, I want it to be on one screen. Yeah. Don't think it likes making the GUI design text bigger, so let's not do that again. Now, if we run the program, you're just loading with this. A nice big empty box where we can do pretty much whatever we want with. Oopsies, where'd it go? And you'll notice, so it doesn't let me do that. You'll notice you've got this little irritating icon. We'll ignore that for now because you don't need it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put on a label, and we're going to put it up there, I think. And we're going to call it GUI design example. G. Yeah. And we'll whack the font right up to 20. With nice bold. What's a nice font? We'll have that really squiggly one that's going to be impossible to that. Yeah, that's impossible to read. Let's not use the impossible to read one. Let's use that one. And let's make it even bigger actually. Let's make that 80. And we'll have it about there. The only bit I do miss is that there's no like rulers or way we can see if it's centered. And that is irritating. So now if we run the program, we get that. And it's very draggy and droppy, and it's very nice draggy and droppy, I'll have you all know. The next thing we're going to add is we're going to add a button. We'll have it down here. And we're going to call it End of the World. We'll make it a little bigger. So 18. Yeah, it's just, you can play around with it a fair bit with this to kind of whatever you like it to look like. So I'll have mine. I think I'll have it. We want it there? No, there. Have it there. I'll end the world. We'll have another button over this side, and we'll call that. What should we call it? We'll call it. Easy Blue. And there is no productive reason I'm calling it Easy Blue. It's just because I saw a tag on my desk that said Easy, and my microphone's got the word blue in it. Is that about right? That might be a bit big. That's a bit big. 20. It's a bit more reasonable. And have him there. So now we boot that up. We got two buttons you can just keep clicking for infinite amount of time. What should we add next? We will put in. Okay, there's a lot you can put in, and it depends really what you're going to use it for. For this, for most of what we'll do, we'll just have buttons, and we will have a No, that's not what we want. We want, what's it called? Text box we want. And we'll just put it in, we'll put it in there. And for this text box, we are going to have it enabled, and we're going to have it set to false. And this basically means that you cannot write in that text box. It's all grayed out. It's not very easy to see actually. Let me do that. It's not very, that's even worse actually. Let's not do that. That's really bad. That was just appalling. Like that, we'll change the whole form to that highlighty bright blue. So now, as you can see, you can't actually click into there. If we just copy and paste that, and we'll put another one like that, and set it enabled to true. If you look, you can't type in that one, but we can in that one. Okay. Smashing. Right. The other thing, and it will go into this more when I do a good practice type 1, when I kind of do a tutorial on how to really do a decent GUI design, is that you actually have to name the buttons. Well, you have to name everything. It's not too big a deal for something like this, because it's literally that. So we'll just tuck that up like that. We'll bring them in a bit. Bring the hole in a little bit. Yeah, it's not too big of a deal for something like this, because we literally have 2 buttons, 2 text boxes, and the label. So it doesn't make a huge deal of difference for us what we call them, because at the end of the day, if you can't figure out which ones are which when you're writing the code, you can literally just refer back. But if we had a huge GUI or multiple pages GUI, you really will need to name them effectively. And a very good way I find to do that in this case would be BUT underscore end of the world 1, because it's basically telling you that it's a button, what it does, and the number. So an example that I've been working with recently is a coffee shop GUI, and you would have, for instance, BUT underscore coffee underscore 1 for coffee 1, coffee 2, coffee 3, coffee 4, coffee 5, so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. And then if you had, say, a subtotal button, you'd have BUT underscore sub tot underscore 1. And it's just a very nice uniformed way, I find, of basically setting out everything. We will use this GUI example for when we do actual code within it, and that's something I'm going to do in the next tutorial, I should imagine, because I kind of wanted to just have this one as a bit of a welcome back and do something a bit fun, because we love GUIs. Just as an update with the other series, the Java one I kind of put on hold. I haven't done a lot with it, I apologise. I am going to come back to that one with a vengeance soon, and there are a few other series I'd like to get underway very soon as well. So, I've been Ryan Wild, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Before you do go though, please do check out our website. It's www.superiornetworks.com, or superior-networks.com, or before I forget. Our Twitter is @snetworks1, and you should also go and check out Vision West Studios, who we've teamed up with, and they are providing some very cool scripts. I will be doing some VB ones myself that will have some randomly useless programs in that you'll probably never find of any use. But you should check them out. If you, I don't know if we've got a link on our website actually. Check in our footer, there might be a link to Vision West Studios. If not, post a comment and I will make sure I link it to it. But yeah, Vision West Studios got some cool scripts running at the moment. They're working on a simple blog system, and the Java MySQL library is live. So you've got some cool database bits and bobs there for those of you who want to utilise Java databases. We are going to hopefully get some Visual Basic stuff up there. I've got to decide if I will, if I won't, and what I'm going to write. But needless to say, you should go and check them out. They've got some cool stuff. Check out our website. We've got the VPS pricing updated. We've got some new Minecraft hosting coming soon. We've got web hosting up and live along with the reseller hosting, which has a huge revamp. So you really should check that out. It's really good. Some really good pricing up there, and it will all work with anything I'm teaching you here. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed it. If you found it useful, please like. If you've got any questions, please comment. If you've got any suggestions, please also comment. I will try and work it into future episodes. I won't be able to obviously work into the next one because I will probably do a load at once now, so that I can render them out, upload them, and schedule upload them, because that way I don't have to worry about forgetting about it. So I've been Ryan Wild. I hope you've enjoyed it, and check out everything I've just said, and yeah, I'll see you next time.